So I just found out about this Amazon Astro, and holy crap, guys, grab your sunglasses for this one because this might be the brightest glowing piece of tech that I think I've ever laid eyes on. It's basically an Amazon Echo, you know, that wiretap that normies have in their home that gives them pancake recipes, but it has wheels, so it can move freely around your home or your office or God knows where people are going to start putting these things once the price comes down. And of course, it has tons of cameras and sensors all over it so that it knows where it is, kind of like a Roomba. And it's basically just a mobile surveillance bot with a tablet for a face that people are paying $1,000 to Amazon so that they can put it in their homes and basically be beta testers for, because of course, this is new tech. Not all the bugs are even worked out yet, and there's not a whole lot of commands for it yet. CNET just did a video about it, so I think what we'll do is we'll just start off by watching this video, and I'll just react to some of the features that they bring up. I mean, like, look at this thing. It looks like it's Wally's Fed cousin that works for the FBI or something.
Let's start on the Astro, because of course we're going to start on the Astro. It is a robot, and it has cute eyes that are expressive, and on stage they had it beatbox for some reason. But it will have Amazon's Assistant built in for voice controls. More importantly, it should be able to navigate through your home.
So yeah, it's creating mapping of your home in order to basically know its way around your house. It's kind of like making, I guess, a 3D model of each room of your house and hopefully only storing that locally. But I wouldn't be surprised if all of the data that this thing gathers is also being uploaded to Amazon, taking inventory of all the stuff that's in your house, recommending you more crap to buy from Amazon that you don't actually need.
Home autonomously, avoiding people and pets, or following them if you so choose to tell it to do that.
Yeah, so I have a feeling that a lot of parents are going to use that one in particular to, I guess, spy on their kids, make sure that they aren't sneaking out to parties or having friends over when they're away. Man, I'm so glad that I'm not a kid in the year of the Amazon robot. Y'all ain't gonna be able to get away with anything anymore.
It's going to have a whole bunch of smarts and make use of a handful of these new software upgrades, including the faster processor to be able to recognize faces and voices and sounds.
So yeah, that's where the shit starts to get really spooky, right? Because the Astro has facial recognition and sound recognition. If that data is stored locally, then it's not as bad. But if you connect that to a mass surveillance network with facial recognition, like what China uses, then it's a wrap. You're officially in 1984 with a personal surveillance bot patrolling your home, seeing who you have over, checking their biometrics against the state database to make sure that you aren't associating with any dissidents now. Adjusting your social credit score in real time, scanning your voice patterns for use of any banned words, or if you talk about the dear leader in just a negative or sarcastic tone, then you might get scheduled to go to re-education camp. And I'm sure that the US and other superpowers have surveillance networks like this as well, and all of the personal data that these companies are collecting, it gets obtained by law enforcement all the time. I mean, you can look at all of these subpoenas that companies like Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, Google, all the subpoenas that they get from law enforcement and that they comply with, literally handing over data to help them with an investigation. I give it 4 years until we hear a story about someone's Astro using facial recognition to snitch on one of their guests who has a warrant and the cops come to get the guy. Or even more likely yet, instead of the police going to get a warrant to, say, search somebody's home who they think might be doing something illegal, they just get a warrant to get the data from the Astro. Maybe it's easier for them to do that than to get a warrant to search the house, and so they can just look through the Astro and see what's going on in the house in real time.
It will be able to follow you around when you're on a video call. It'll be able to patrol your home when you're not there. It does seem really cool. And on the back, it has what sure looks to me like cup holders. So you put the beverage in and you send it to the significant other who's watching TV.
It's time for your hourly ration of corn syrup. Astrobot will deliver it to you. And place an order for more corn syrup flavored sugar water to be mailed to you by Amazon next day delivery.
Which is cool. It also has a periscope cam, which just kind of juts out the back of its head to go look at your counter or check on something that is above its field of view.
Yeah, so it has that additional periscope camera, which lets you get a much better lay of the land than like the latest Roombas, which just have a front-facing camera and one that points directly up at the ceiling. So again, it definitely has the hardware ability to not just get a mapping of your house, but itemize the things that are in your home. Like if it was going through this room, it would be able to look at the lamp and be able to look at the vase and things like that. And then if someone, or at least if someone programs it how to do this, because like I said, the hardware is there. It's just a question of whether or not the software is going to be there. I bet it could look at your furniture and figure out whether or not you bought it from Amazon or if it's something that Amazon sells. It can look at your clothes and figure out if they are brands that Amazon sells or not. And of course, it's always listening to you too. So if it has the software to understand and pull the relevant information out of conversations like some AI chatbots, which a lot of this has already been done because it's literally just an echo on wheels. So however good the echo is at understanding conversations, this thing is going to be just as good at it. So maybe it picks up on a conversation that you're having. Maybe you're planning to go out shopping with your sister at the mall and go get some food. And then your Astral rolls up like, beep boop, COVID cases are up in your area. You should stay home and order from Amazon with next day delivery and buy some sandwiches from Amazon Fresh. Beep boop bop.
Because it's kind of a short little guy, which helps make it seem less threatening, which is good because it's an Amazon product that
Wow, did they just say that that's good since it's an Amazon product?
can patrol your home. It's
Wow, that's more self-awareness than I would have expected from CNET, but I'm gonna be real with you. It's not just concerning because it's an Amazon product. I don't really treat brands like sports teams or anything like that. I try to treat products objectively. The concern is that all of the software running on this is closed source. So I can't know for sure if the cameras and microphone are really off when it says it is. I can't know for sure if this thing is sending data to Amazon or not. I mean, sure, I can read the white paper that tells me it isn't, and that tells me it's really like the cameras and the microphone are really off when I turn them off, but I'm just taking that at face value. The best I could probably do to verify if data is being sent or not is to set up Wireshark to listen to the communications that this thing makes, and even then, I'm pretty sure the connection is going to be encrypted, so I won't even be able to see what's really being sent anyway.
coming out later this year, invite only for $1,000. So it's not going to be cheap and not readily accessible yet. This is Amazon's experimental wing, which normally gives us stuff like a Bluetooth clock. This time we get a robot complete with autonomous mapping. It does seem really cool, and we'll see if it ever rolls out widely. And even short of that, we're going to test it as soon as we can get our hands on it.
Okay, and then they just go on to talk about Amazon's other botnet accessories. But like they said, it's $1,000 and it's invite only. Not everyone is going to have these. In fact, it probably doesn't even make sense for a lot of people to buy these. Like, I'm looking around at my apartment and I mean, it's pretty nice, but it's definitely not big enough to even really warrant having a bot like this. But then again, that's the same thing that people said about the Amazon Echo. When the Echo first came out, it was invite only and it cost $200. And people also thought it was pointless because we already had Siri on our phones. We can ask her for the weather or directions. So why would we also need Alexa? But in 2019, just 5 years after the Echo was first announced, more than 100 million units have been sold. So it really is just a matter of the price coming down, probably not even by a lot. Like, I bet if this thing was to cost $500, tons of people, and $500 when it's on sale, maybe the normal retail price of it is like $600. But yeah, if that happened, then people would be eating it up. Or if Amazon added floor cleaning tech to this robot, then I bet people would be eating it up with little to no price change because the highest end Roombas cost over $1,000 anyway. So again, I give it maybe 4 years until these things are commonplace enough, until everyone knows at least one person who has one that's scooting around their house, delivering beers, keeping tabs on what kind of anime you're watching. Just don't go over to that person's house if you're an enemy of the state, I guess, because the Astro's going to snitch on you and come send the secret police to come get you. And then the risk of hacking opens up an entirely new can of worms. People could compromise an Astro, which, let's be honest, this is an Internet of Things device. It's the kind of devices that most frequently get hacked these days, and someone could use that Astro to see you walking out of the shower, changing clothes. It has a remote viewing mode built right into it that lets whoever has access to it through the app see through the Astro's camera in real time on their phone. So it could literally be like almost somebody breaking into your house and being able to watch you, but it's like they're invisible. Like it's even creepier. It's a million times creepier than somebody hacking your computer and watching you through the webcam, because it's like the webcam can follow you around now. Like, honestly, Amazon should be the least of your worries, because someone hacking this could use it to case your house before they're going to rob it, or figure out what your schedule's like, figure out when you're outside of the house and things like that. So yeah, this might be the spookiest tech to come out this year. Echo on wheels with an iPad face to watch you while you're home.